From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for March 30th, 2016. In just a moment, we'll be taking a look at the USDCHF, the US dollar versus the Swiss franc for today's analysis, but first a recap of one of the trade suggestions made over the past few days. Over the past several weeks, we've been focused in on selling the NZDUSD, the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, at the top of our range that we had developed. And we can see the resistance at the top of the range here on the daily time frame. The red circle over here on the left, resistance. We see the blue box in the middle. We see the green circle on the right. And so multiple times over the past several months, going back to September of 2015, we found resistance here into the mid 6800s and reversed and went back down. So that's what we've been working with. We've been playing that. The sells from resistance had some opportunities to see some profit. Once again, yesterday went into a short from the top of the range, and of course the comments made by Fed Chair Yellen yesterday causing some bearish movement for the US dollar, and we see this breaking above the range now, pushing all the way back up in towards the 6900s here for the New Zealand dollar. Now again, overall fundamentally it makes sense for this to go down with the cuts of interest rates in New Zealand, but the dovish comments by the Fed Chair yesterday really causing a change in sentiment for the US dollar and a breakout above that resistance high. So hopefully you're using appropriate risk strategies in case the market doesn't do what you expect it to do, as it did here on the New Zealand dollar yesterday. We'll be looking for new opportunities over time to see if this is a short-lived move or we'll see a pullback. We of course do have U.S. non-farm payrolls coming up on Friday, which could of course see some either boost of this rise or a reversal from this move higher. We'll have to wait and see on Friday. Now let's move on over to the USD CHF, the dollar franc here on the daily time frame. We've been studying in the trade room this downward falling channel that we see here, the two red trend lines. We see the last three highs along the top red trend line and the lows falling along the bottom red trend line. So we've been studying this in the live trade room, looking for opportunities for support and reversal to go back up. But with the Fed Chair's comments yesterday, we see that bearish move. Of course, over the past 3 or 4 weeks, we've seen bearish moves here for the US franc as well, because a couple of weeks ago we had the ECB comments that caused the market to first off initially push above the parity level and then rapidly reverse and go back down. A little bit of hesitation here, and then the Fed comments on FOMC a few weeks ago also causing some bearish movement, pushing down to the last historical support low, and now the Fed Chair's comments yesterday causing the market to push lower. So let's continue to follow that on down until something changes. What we're going to look for is the breakdown of support to become our opportunity. And you can see here the support. Let's go ahead and zoom it in here. You can see the last support right here at the blue shaded area between 96.50 and 96.70. Today, we're trying and attempting to push underneath there. Now, I'll have higher confidence in the attempt lower if we get an open and close underneath there, but so far here on the daily, we're just now attempting to pressure underneath there. Next support levels all the way down here into the 95s. 95, 85 down to 50 is the green shaded area. So we know where our next support target is. So we have some room to go between the blue and the green shaded area. Again, that's about, let's say, 60, 70, maybe 80 pips between the blue and the green shaded area, depending on where you measure it from. If you measure from, let's say, the mid part of the blue shaded area down to the mid part of the green shaded area, we're looking at about 90 pips. So there's some pretty decent movement between there. So what we would look to do to give us ourselves the lowest risk is to sell underneath that blue shaded area. Sell it, go short underneath the blue zone as close as possible to it. 96.50, 96.70 is that blue shaded area. So in fact, what I would actually look for is the market to stay underneath it, open and close maybe on the 4-hour time frame, rally, touch underneath it as resistance, and then sell it down towards the green shaded area. No real reason to go long at the current moment. We do have some U.S. news today that we'll want to pay attention to as well. Here on the 4-hour time frame, we zoom it out a little bit, and you can see the last support low on the left. You see this support low right here. We're underneath it today. So again, I still think the opportunity is waiting for this to actually open and close, which we're attempting to do here on the 4-hour time frame. Let's zoom it into this vantage point. You can see we're attempting to open and close underneath here. I again to give us our lowest risk and highest reward opportunity would be looking for the rally back in towards the 96.50. You know, you're talking, what, 20 pips higher, 20, 25 pips higher, back into the blue zone, reduces your risk, because your risk, of course, is that it breaks above the blue shaded area and starts going higher. So stop losses would be above the blue zone. So if you get into the sell, 96.50, 96.60, stop losses above it, closer maybe towards the 9,700 level, because if it breaks back above, you don't want to stay in a short. And you're going to target back down here towards the 95.90, 95.70 level, the green shaded area today for the U.S. franc.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.